Don't feel guilty about being on your grind as a man. In other words, being on your path and purpose as a man. You should never feel guilty about it, and nobody in your life should ever make you feel guilty about it, including your family, your friends, and especially your girl, right? Whether she be somebody you're dating casually, or somebody you're in a long-term relationship with, or somebody that you're even married to, right? This person should never ever make you feel guilty about being on your grind. And if they are, guess what? Might be time to make a change, right? Obviously, if you're married, you're not going to be able to make a change like that drastic, right? But, or say you like your girl a lot, you know, you don't necessarily want to get rid of her over this, you're going to have to put your foot down, right? You're going to have to put your foot down, son, and let that person know that, hey, I'm doing what I need to do for me, okay? I am taking care of myself, because nobody else is going to take care of me. At the end of the day, the only person you can depend on is you. You have to be on your grind. You have to be on your path and purpose as a man at all times. I've said in my coaching program several times that a man without a path and purpose will wander aimlessly out there, aimlessly, lost, confused, depressed, self-destructing, getting high, getting drunk every weekend, taking drugs, eating bad food, completely destroying himself without a path and purpose. It's very, very miraculous when you see a guy who's on his path and purpose, who's discovered his path and purpose, and all he's doing is grinding every single day, right? He's just out there grinding, making things happen, trying to become a better man, trying to build a better life for himself and his family. I love seeing that. I love seeing that, just because so few guys ever find their path and purpose. So few guys find their path and purpose. And you know whose fault that is? It is yours. Because most of these guys who never find their path and purpose, the reason why they never find it is because they're too busy doing dumb shit, right? They're too busy playing grab ass online, dropping hater comments on YouTube videos, you know, sinking into a scarcity-based mindset, sinking into that lower consciousness, that low vibrational frequency that is negative, that's toxic, and then next thing you know, they're like looking around and everything sucks, everything's a scam, everyone's a piece of shit, oh, life sucks, and then you die. You know, they're out there like doing dumb shit like that, saying dumb shit like that. Oh, all women are bitches and whores and all this. You like create your own living hell, right? You create your own nightmare. But yet, you blame everyone else for that, right? And then you infect other people with your shitty aura and your shitty low vibrational mood and bring other people down, right? It's like crabs in the bucket. Whenever I see a man who is on his grind, on his path and purpose, you know what that tells me about that guy? It tells me that that guy has his priorities straight, right? It tells me that he has the self-efficacy and resilience to block out all of the bullshit out there, block out all of the noise, block out all of the chaos and the pandering coming from the mainstream media. And instead, he is able to focus on himself, focus on his own backyard, so that he can improve himself and improve his life, again, for not only himself, but also his family and whoever else is in his life, his friends, right, his social circle. By the way, guys, I am out here in front of the waterfalls of the Mirage here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Out here on the Strip, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. It's like 100 degrees out there, out here, I should say. And it's just smoking balls hot. I'm shooting this coaching video for you because that's how much I love you guys. If you are a man right now who has not yet found what you are meant to do on this planet, okay? And I've done a few coaching videos on this, how to find your path and purpose, right? And I've covered it in detail in my program, actually, the 44 Secrets to Becoming a Real Alpha Male, my actual program for this channel. I've covered it in there, how to find your path and purpose, and how to find out what you're naturally good at, and how you can financially benefit from that, right? And then, at the same time, add value to other people's lives, right? Because that's, at the end of the day, That's really what creates happiness, is adding value to other people's lives. Okay? Bringing other guys up versus what most guys do, which is bring other guys down. Because the guys who bring other guys down, those are guys who are not on their grind. Those are guys who are not on their path and purpose. Because if they were, they wouldn't have time for dumb, petty, little girl, 7th grade, middle school bullshit like that, would they? That is junior high bullshit right there. And whenever I see the guy do that, it just saddens me. It saddens me. Because it tells me that the guy, A, had poor fathering, and B, has not achieved his abundance as a man. It's just sad when I see that. Whenever I think about it, I'm like, unreal, man. Unreal. You know, because for me, the only way that I can live is crushing it, right? The only way I want to live is by being out there on my grind, making things happen. Because I know life is short. My time on this planet is short. I'm not going to waste a second on somebody else. Even if I'm trying to bring them down to get a little 2-second dirty high, I'm not going to waste a second of my precious time on this floating rock we call Earth to focus on another guy. I mean, if you're doing that, I mean, unless you're gay, right? If you're like looking at pointing out guys' shirts or shoes or watches, whatever you don't like about him, like, what are you? Are you gay? Are you homo? Look at this, guys. This is gorgeous, man. I'm getting a great shot for you. But like I was saying, it all comes back to being on your path and purpose as a man, right? You'll notice, you guys who follow me on Instagram, right? At MattCrossOfficial. One of the things I'm always tagging is rise and grind. Rise and grind. Because the first thing that I do when I wake up is I start working, right? I start working because I'm on my grind. And I'm a freaking competitor, right? I am one of the most competitive sons of bitches you will ever meet out there, right? I love to compete. All these other guys who are competing against me, whether they have a YouTube channel or they're like a fellow dating coach, I love those guys, but you know what? I'm also out to crush those guys. I'm also out to out-compete those guys, to outwork those guys, to outsmart those guys, right? Why? Because I love competition. I mean, do I have to work? Really, at this point, I don't. To be honest with you, I could retire if I want. I really could. I have enough investments. I have enough cash flow coming in from my investments where I don't necessarily need to work anymore. I mean, I could live off my investments. I choose to work, right? Why do I choose to work? I choose to work because I love to compete. I just love to compete, right? You look at like a Tom Brady or a Brett Favre or whatever. Those guys already had millions in the bank. They didn't need to beat themselves up. They don't need to like be out there still, but they continue to go out there playing ball, getting sacked, getting hit, getting concussions. Why? Because they just love to compete. And I'm the same way. And not surprisingly, I did play football for most of my youth and all the way through semi-pros and played quarterback. And I just love to compete. I love to win, right? I'm addicted to winning. Are you going to win all the time? Absolutely not. You're going to lose, okay? You're going to lose a lot. You're going to fail. So what, right? That's part of life. And I did a coaching video on that as well, that in order to learn, you must fail. You have to be okay with failing. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you pick yourself back up, dust yourself off and learn from it. Right? I get guys on boot camp, for example. I literally, after like the first girl they approach, that rejects them. And it's not even like a hard blowout. It's more or less like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just here with my girlfriends. I'm not interested. The guy's like, oh my God. He's like crushed. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The guy wants to quit. I'm like, serious? Dude, that's not even a blowout, man. She didn't even say anything mean to you or nasty. Wait till you start getting that. Let's see how you handle it, right? So it's always amazing. And a lot of these guys, I keep them on boot camp. I've had a lot of students who started like that. They stayed with me, and I turned those guys into badass mofos. I can't swear, right? Badass mothers. And these guys are just killing it now. And they're like, oh my God, Em, thank you so much for not giving up on me. Thank you so much for not letting me quit. I cannot repay you enough, right? But it all goes back to having the self-efficacy and the resilience to keep punching, right? To get back up and keep punching. Because once you stop punching in life, you're done, right? You're done. As most guys are. Once they stop moving in life, they're done, right? Watch my coaching video on Why, as a man, you must keep moving in life. Mojo and testosterone. I think that's the actual title of the coaching video. But watch that video and you'll see what I mean. You will have people, especially women you date, purposely trying to pull you off your grind, trying to get you to slow down, trying to get you to take it down a notch, right? And a lot of these women are not consciously aware of what they are doing. They're subconsciously aware of it, right? They're not consciously aware of it on, a surface level. And the reason why she's doing that, to be honest with you, right, it goes back to one of my coaching lessons from my dating program that I teach you guys, which is everything that comes from a female is a shit test, right? Never take it personal. Never let her get inside your head. It's always going to be a shit test. It's always going to see if you will buckle or if you will stand firm in your masculine frame. If you will not kowtow to her and give up your position in life, right? Every single girl in my dating rotation has, to some degree, been like, hey, I don't like the fact you're going out and picking up other girls. I don't like this. What am I going to tell my family? What am I going to tell my girlfriends? And I would tell them, like, I'm not coming off. I mean, like, this is what I do, right? I don't really bother to go any further than that because it goes back to the coaching lesson I teach you guys, never explain and never complain. But the point is, women can be huge distractions. And as Tom Leykis said, dream killers. Women can be dream killers if you let them, okay? If you let them. And because you're watching coaching videos like mine, because you're subscribed to my channel, obviously, you're not gonna let them, right? That's why you watch coaching videos like this. They basically want to guilt you off of your path and purpose. They'll be like, baby, you're not spending enough time with me. Baby, I don't like, this is offensive to me. Baby, what about me? Do you even care about me? Do you love me? How many times you heard that? Do you love me? If you loved me, you wouldn't do this. And then obviously you could turn that around. Hey, no, if you loved me, you wouldn't be nagging me about this, right? But your girl is going to be one of the most obvious people that is going to try to take you off your path and purpose, and that is going to try to guilt you off of your grind. And you know what? You can't let her. Also, I hate to say it, but male friends, especially those male friends you grew up with, that you've known your entire life, those guys, not all of them, but the ones who get jealous, the ones who are envious of you, and who have always been envious of you, are going to try to guilt you even harder. They're going to try to guilt you even harder, and unfortunately, you're going to have to let go of these guys. I talked about this too in my program, 44 Secrets to Becoming a Real Alpha Male. I talked about it in a coaching video, I should say, passage like in the Bible. A coaching video called Making an Executive Decision. And I talk about my own experiences where I had to cut off childhood friends, much to my dismay, just because they wouldn't stop. It's not like I cut them off right, like overnight. It took time. It took enough situations, enough comments, enough like derogatory behaviors towards me to finally be like, you know what? Sorry man. I love you. I'll always love you, but I gotta let you go, bro. I gotta let you go. Because you know what? You're weighing me down. You're holding me back. Okay? I gotta let you go. Might have to do that with family members. Right? Whoever's holding you back, whoever's in your life that is trying to guilt you from not being on your grind. Right? Because again, when you're not on your grind, believe me, just look at other guys out there not on their grind. Look at the dumb, petty, stupid, 7th grade, junior high bullshit, middle school bullshit they get wrapped up into every single day of their life. They are just wasting away. They're pathetic, sad, right? Just wasting away, not doing jack shit with their lives. Clearly, you don't want to be like them, especially if you're watching this channel, right? This channel here is for grinders. It's for men who are on their path and purpose. If you want to do that online grab ass on YouTube and hater comments and response videos and dumb shit like that, you know what? Get off my channel. You don't belong here, right? But if you want to grind, if you want to get out there, take over the world, change the world, crush it, meet lots of beautiful women, go to the Mirage and enjoy the fountains in 100-degree weather. I'm out here for a month, by the way. It's kind of an extended vacation. I can do those things. You know why? Because I'm a man on his grind, a man on his path and purpose. I can afford to do those things now. You know, I couldn't back in the day when I wasn't on my grind, when I was out there doing petty shit like I talk about. Why do you think I know so much about these guys? I was that guy, right? But the difference is I pushed past it. I took accountability for my stupidity. And it's like, hey, what a dumbass I was. How ridiculous did I used to act, right? Until I fixed myself. And there's still things I need to fix. There's still things. You know, no one's perfect. You should never feel like, okay, you know, I'm perfect. The only one who's perfect is God, right? And chances are you're not God. So anyway, that's all I have to say for today's coaching video. I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets, signing out from